Welcome to Talladega Super Speedway from our Iron Thunder Racing League here. Going to be at Talladega again, like I said. This is the first dual race here tonight. Then we'll move over to the second dual race they have, as my microphone is evidently not tight on its stand right here. Let me tighten that up there so it's not bouncing around while I'm commentating, but hopefully y'all will enjoy this race here. We'll pull up the starting grid. You see drivers disappear on the track. That is the recognition that was practice over. So there's not really a grid, I would say, but I will go through the drivers. I got to wait for one person to grid, however. But first, it will be Raymond Rittner. Second, John Garrett. Third, Kelvin Masseur. Fourth, Sean Boundy. Fifth, Josh Coley. Sixth, Brian Wortman. Seventh, Storm Patterson. Sixth, Brandon Pamitat. Ninth, Eric Drapeau. 10th, Adam Boyles. 11th, Brian Hennings. 12th, Brandon Klusterhuis. 13th, Alex Little. 14th, Landon Polininski. 15th, Paul Jamaikifa. Hopefully I said that name right. Let me make sure. Majivka, sorry. Paul Majivka. And 16th, Keegan Sabillo for this heat race here. We're going to have to wait for everybody to get. We are waiting on about 3 drivers right now, and I will give them another paint refresh just to make sure that their paints are working correctly for them. I'm sorry about the SDK not working last week. SDK overall has been having issues with just basically not wanting to work with anybody. So I was trying to fix that. But you see there's a sponsor sponsored by Willman of Genesius. I will be able to pull up some race info before they do a go green. You see sponsored by that. So it's a pretty big track, almost over 2.5 miles. So we're going to see a lot of bump drafting, a lot of people just really getting on each other's bumper, just shoving as hard as they can is what it's going to be a lot of. And some guys are going to get on each other's bumper a little bit too hard. Luckily, these next gens, it's kind of a pick your poison, I would say. You can hit them hard, but you got to hit them pretty square. Now, these Chevys are going to be at more of a disadvantage with that pointed nose. You're going to have to hit them pretty even with it. See Kellen Masseur, he pops back up in the race. He wasn't there for just half a second. But again, if you all are new to Ghost Racing Network, if you don't mind throwing in a subscription, that will help us grow a lot here. We hit over 400 subscribers. I might be doing a giveaway when we hit 500 just because this is really all you all. I'm a college student. I never would have thought this channel would have got as big. I'm an MCOM major, so this does help me with this a lot, but I never would have thought that this channel would get as big. And Austin, who is actually going to be broadcasting at 8:50, is doing another Next Gen League. He's also helped this channel grow a huge amount for sure. And it's just amazing how much I've seen this channel grow. And I never would have thought that I would have saw this. I really never would have ever thought this at all. It's really cool to see now. I'll go ahead and I will close Chrome. So we have some more RAM. Chrome likes to eat up RAM. I do not know why, but it does. But 35 laps. Hopefully this doesn't turn into Wreckfest. I don't think it will, but we're going to see a lot of beating and banging here. Steering ratios are going to, really steering pinion is what they changed these cars to be. Guys don't have it set right. That steering wheel is going to be super sensitive, and you're going to see a lot of overcorrections. That's not uncommon in these cars because the steering is very, very, very snappy with them. Pace car is going to pull off here. Star's going to have the flag in hand. You're going to have to wait for them to get that Geico restart zone. They still can't go when they're up there. It takes these guys forever to get around, it seems. So now they're going to enter maybe the restart zone finally right here. Leader controls to start here, and green flag is in the air. We are underway here. Are they going 3 wide back there already? Oh, they are. They're 4 wide, and this is only the first lap. The 43, the 33, the 46, and the 45, and the 22 up top. That was a 97 actually. Trying to learn these numbers. They're 3 wide, and this is only the first lap of the race. The 97's on the bottom. The 45 is in the middle. That's Patterson. Patterson's got to be careful here. These guys are going to get pretty much sorted out. The 22 is going to be left out to dry. That's Adam Boyles. He's going to have help from the 25 of Klusterhuis, though, to come give him a little bit of a bump. He's going to try to get behind that 48. He's going to actually tuck back out and go around Pamitat. We've already got these guys racing each other, and it's not even the end of the first lap. They're already putting it 3 wide. John Garrett, he's in a lead, but looks like we got Cole. He's going to try to take the battle to him. Raymond Rittner going to come with the bump behind him. Trying to get him up there. 87, almost black Chevy Camaro with these kind of neon green numbers on it. See that 33. It looks like Raymond's pretty stuck to his bumper. The 97's got to watch for that 34 coming off the bottom just a little bit. Bundy has to watch for Drapeau. Seeing that little gap, he might take it. I don't think early on these guys will take it. They'll probably just let it go for them. Again, I will give these guys a paint refresh. Forgot to do that, so their cars will go white. Then they will magically gain new colors if their paints had changed. Just want to make sure their sponsors are being shown in the race. At 33, oh, Raymond is all over him, just giving him a shove. It's like Patterson's going to try to get something going. He's got Klusterhuis behind him. He's also going to bring the 22 with him, and it's kind of broken up now. Not really what they need. Now, the 22 did get around, so he'll bring the 22. Boyle's with him. Looks like really only 2 lanes so far. I'm surprised that Rittner and Coley have been able to do what they've been doing. This is only really 2 cars, and this whole bottom lane is really lined up nose to tail. But kind of at these tracks like this, you really want to run that middle lane more than anything else. If you're running that bottom lane, it just doesn't. It just kind of won't turn. You're really scrubbing off speed. You're having to put more wheel into it. That the middle lane just seems to be where it's at most of the time. That's kind of where I like to run at these tracks. Even though I don't run them that often because I cannot stand these tracks sometimes. They make me want to rip my head off. You can race 34 laps, and then it comes down to the last lap, and you can end up in the wall. Looks like so far these guys are pretty much just even with each other. Nobody's really fighting. But it looks like that middle lane has now kind of gotten more formed up, though, so they're going to get a little bit of a better run through these corners. Rittner's just been staying behind Coley, and this is not a bad idea. I'm not sure if these guys can go all the way on fuel. They may be able to. I'll have to see if that is correct. I'm not fully sure. Up something else here so I can monitor chat. Pulled up the tablet that I had next to me so I can monitor stuff at least while this is going. It's not fun being a broadcaster when you got 4 screens around you, but the 43's falling off. Wortman, he missed the start, so he needs a caution because he is way back behind these guys. 22 seconds behind them. Actually, he's a lap behind. Probably looks like he's just getting good. He's really trusting Raymond with being right behind him right now. See right there, he's really giving him a bump, making sure he goes up there. And this is the problem that SDK has been having worldwide, so I'll bring up the other overlay here, and we'll just go to the local connection there. So it did freeze for about 3 laps. Luckily, I was able to switch that over. SDK has been having issues recently with overlays not updating for everybody, so again, I'm sorry. And I might not notice that for about 2 laps there, but luckily we didn't miss a lot of action that's been happening. Just looks like everybody so far is just kind of just decided to run pretty clean. Not really seeing a lot of bumps right now. Everybody's kind of like, yeah, I'll just kind of ride here. That's what I'm going to end up doing. Nobody's really on each other's bumper that hard. We got Masur. Masur's been blinking out a lot here. I've noticed that. Garrett, he's going to lose the lead. Coley's just been staying on that top line. He's just been trusting Raymond. Raymond, he has the 45 of Storm Patterson. Patterson has, looks like that is probably the 25 of Klusterhuis. giving him a shove. He's got boils also. This is when the middle lane really starts to flex their muscles and show the true strength that they have. This is when it really is very evident for them. Look at, you see Raymond, he's not touching him. He's really shoving the air more than anything on Coley, and that seems to be really helping Coley a lot. He's really just pushing air that he gets to him. Looks like these guys, they're going to stay top line too, and I wouldn't blame him. I was staying that top line also. It's working for him right now. So don't fix something that's not broke. Just stay up there, might as well. I know Wortman is one person who he's like, can I get a caution here? I need a caution. Move it back here. At Keegan's Sabillo. And that 77 Ford Mustang on the bottom. Really, one thing I've noticed this whole iRacing has just been dominated by Chevys. Everybody buys a Chevy. I drive a Chevy and I like it. But Chevy seems to be the car that people really like to stick and run with. And it's kind of a replication of real life too. You know, a lot of the teams in NASCAR drive Chevys. They don't really drive Toyotas or Fords. On board, let's just do 3 drivers here for a lap each. We will get some guys that are bump drafting, being behind somebody, giving them a push. For sure, just so you can see how much their hands are starting to work as Raymond's getting up on that 33 in the corner. That can get bad real quick if you don't know how to shove. You can do it, but you got to have a really stable person in front of you to that was on board with those drivers there for you all. Want to make sure that these people did not freeze on some of them. Looks like it wanted to. YouTube encoding was not evidently wanting to work with me, so I want to make sure that drivers that were on there were actually on the stream. Looks like it might have missed one person. No, it did not actually. I am just completely wrong on that, it seems. I have to go back and look. I don't think I was wrong. It may have been that way. One thing I've also noticed with YouTube encoding recently, it seems to not want to work with some of the drivers that I will put up there. So I'll have to go back and check to make sure that it didn't freeze on you all. Everybody so far is just not really pushing it. They're just kind of running nice with each other. Nobody's really being aggressive. Nobody's really shoving super hard. It's just nice between all of them. As again, if any of y'all are in the chat, did that stream freeze for you at all? I want to make sure if it did. I don't think it did. I want to be completely sure that if it did freeze, I can fix that, because that's not normal for it to do that. 21 laps left. I don't know if these guys have to do pit stops. They maybe have. He might have to. I don't know for sure. It wouldn't be a surprise to me if they did. Let's say. I just don't know if I'm. a thing. Not sure how they're. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, Ripsaw. I will see why that is wanting to freeze. That shouldn't be doing this. I'm going to see if this is a YouTube encoding thing after this. I will make sure to fix that. But thank you for telling me that. I will. Yeah, I'll make sure to fix that. I'm not sure why it did that on there. Seems like I have to keep the YouTube running in the background for some odd reason, or it doesn't want to encode correctly. I don't know how these guys' pits are going to go. I'm guessing they're going to have to. And they're going to have to pit eventually. They might not have to. Let me actually check. What is their fuel? Their fuel's 60%. So I think they'll be on the edge. Maybe. It could be right on the edge. As when did it freeze? That's what we'll look at. I will go back and look and see why it cut that out. I will fix that for sure. But it looks like Josh Coley, he's just been leading the way. But now, if these guys are close on fuel, this is gonna get iffy. Because, you know, how do you know you can make it? Coley has been leading this whole time, but he's also burning more fuel doing this. Now, Rittner, he's just been kind of riding around, giving him some bump grass here and there. So the 97 is going to hop out. That's Drapeau. Person that we actually went on board with first, but it evidently didn't catch that. This is shaping up to be some pit stops here. Everybody's on the bottom. I mean, every single person on the bottom. Yes, sir. And he's actually coming into pits. Majivka. He needs a caution. I know Wortman's like, I kind of need a caution pretty bad. I mean, he's literally been riding around with no one around him the whole entire race, and that's just kind of what happens. Has Monsieur, has he just crashed? No, he hasn't. Said he did. But the way these guys are lined up, I think his stops are coming. 16 laps left. I don't think that it's going to stay green. I think these guys will have to come down pit. It will probably stay green, but I think they'll have to come down. Well, I say that, then we got people hopping up to that top line. There they are. I knew they were going to have to pit eventually, so 15 laps left. These guys are going to kind of split this a little bit past halfway. Everybody can get in clean. Oh, no, there's somebody who missed it. The 74 of Brian Hennings. Going to have to come back on pit road. That will be an unsafe pit entry for him. Oh, so these three guys have to come in really quickly too. That stayed out. Drapeau, Boyles, and Polinsky will have to come in basically right behind them. They don't. They are in a bad position, that's for sure. We'll see. Yep. So these guys are going to come in. Oh, nope. That's going to hurt him there. Looks like Polinsky missed pit road, and he's about going to spin himself. That's going to be another unsafe pit entry here. Two drivers already messing up. These guys are going to get out there and lined up nose to tail with each other, just shoving as hard as they can. Sorry about that. Sorry about that freeze. There's no settings on YouTube that would show why it's wanting to wait. Hold on. I think I just found it. We'll have to fix that after. I found what it was now. Good job, me. This looks like these guys are just going to kind of just ride around here, and this is how it's going to be. But looks like Coley, he did lose the lead. Garrett managed to hop in front of him. Raymond Rittner, he managed to kind of snatch the lead. And how close these guys are going to come out in front. Drapeau looks like he will be able to hop in line behind these guys, so he's not going to lose a ton of positions for him, luckily. Guys are just going to hop to the bottom line there. Get down behind these guys, just ride. That's what this option is going to be pretty much. See, Garrett's kind of looking. I don't know if Garrett's looking around on purpose or not, but he's getting really wiggly around Coley. He's wanting to try something, that's for sure. I don't think right now it's going to pick up. I think a little bit later, as there goes SDK again. So let me switch from a different connection on that one. Oh, I turned off my game capture there. Sorry about that. Game capture was the one that I accidentally closed on it. No cautions at all, so I don't really see anybody doing anything really drastic at all. As I think everybody so far is they're just going to kind of just ride where they are. There's no really need to be moving around quite just yet with each other. But they're going to put it too wide as soon as I say that, so might as well just go ahead and throw that out the window, it seems, for them. As SDK has frozen again on me. I do not know why it wants to keep freezing. But Coley, he will go to the lead. Should have, luckily, a notification where I can see who has done something for the race. But while these guys are currently with probably about 9 to go, here we will go on a commercial break, see if I can fix this while that is going on. we are back. Looks like that still is not wanting to agree with me at all. Trying to figure out why. Let me make sure. Why is it doing this to me? I need to figure out what these freezings are. I'm probably going to drop down the bit right now that I think about it. Thank you for telling me that. I'm going to have to look and see why these are wanting to happen here. Looks like Coley, he's going to try to go to the inside of Rittner now. Oh, he's giving Rittner a look. He is definitely making Rittner look in his rearview mirror, and he's making him kind of appear. It looks like that 48, he's going to hop down to the bottom, try to get something going also. See if Hamatak can get something going. He's brought the 97 of Drapeau with him. I was going to say, Tyler, I was looking at that, and I was looking back, and I was like, I don't see any freezing on my end, so it might have been your connection to it, hopefully. It actually may have been mine. Seems to be fine for me, but Rittner, he's going to lead up on this top line. He's got Coley shoving him, and Coley, I know Coley's looking back, and he's like, oh, gosh, you got to be kidding me right now. He probably doesn't like what he's seeing behind him at all, and I would not blame him one bit if he was not liking it. That 34, he might be trying to lay back just a little bit. Yes, I need to figure out what this is here. Two laps to go when Raymond Rittner comes off for turn 4. Coley, he's just setting up his move. I know Coley's just like, we're gonna try something, that's for sure. Yeah, I was gonna say, seems like once Ripsaw I've checked and my internet's fine right now. It's not bouncing up and down. I'm hardwired on everything. Seems like it's YouTube will freeze and when I refresh to something else, it will pick up where it is. I know Rittner, this is kind of one of these positions to be in. You're just like, oh gosh, I don't like being in this. And I do not blame him. This is where it's gonna get. This is gonna get interesting. That's for sure. White flag will be in the air for Raymond Rittner. Coley's gonna try to come with a run on the bottom. See how these guys are gonna move around each other. Oh, that's almost cut off there. The 48 goes down to the bottom. That's Hamatak. He will just go through the grass. He will save it, slide up, and just go back down to the apron. But up here, it's Raymond Rittner. He's still leading it. Coley behind him, the 97 of Bundy. Will probably set them up here. I would not be surprised yet. There they go, all to the bottom. Coley's going to stay with Rittner. That's going to give Bundy a run. He has a 22 of Sabillo on the outside of him, giving him a shove. But it's going to be out of 3 and 4. Rittner, he has the lead. Coley's looking. Coley's going to try to make a move here. When is Coley going to pop out and try to pass Raymond Rittner, or is he going to stay on his bumper the whole time? It looks like Coley will actually shove Raymond Rittner to the win instead. That was surprising. I would have thought that Coley would have tried to take the win there, but he decides not to do that. And that was a interesting move by him to not try to hop out and pass him. I would have. That's surprising. I didn't think Coley was gonna shove him the whole time. I really did not think that. That was an interesting move by him. Raymond Rittner, he will win the first duel. That's surprising. Okay, they are teammates. 37 and the 80, or 33 and the 87 are teammates. That's why. So Coley and Rittner are teammates. So that's evidently why they didn't hop out and pass each other. That does make sense now. He's just going to burn that down. Man's going to do a long burnout, too. Good Lord, he's still going after it. He's just going to burn that down. That was a good burnout by Raymond Rittner. I'll pull up the race results here now. So we'll do this is a quick rundown, and then we'll bring the top three in. Raymond Rittner first, Josh Coley second, John Garrett third, Eric Drapeau fourth, Sean Bundy fifth, sixth, Kevin Sabilla seventh, Brandon Pamitat eighth, Brandon Klusterhuis ninth, Alex Little 10th, Adam Boyles 11th, Storm Patterson 12th, Brian Hennings. I need to get a better camera angle so they don't blend in with the surrounding there. 12th, Brian Hennings. 13th, Kelvin Masseur. 14th, Landon Polinsky. 15th, Brian Workman. 16th, Paul. I want to get your last name right again. Mutjifka. Rounding out the guys in the race here. We'll bring in the top three. Let me snatch these guys into a room here very quickly. As there he is. Let me bring John Garrett up here. Hey, John, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Gotcha.
Man, so you come home third in this dual race. How did the race go for you from the drop the green flag to the checkered, man?
It's actually pretty uneventful and boring.
Yeah, it was surprising.
I don't know. You can't do a lot without help. And I didn't have any teammates in this race, but I think Ray and Josh and Pamatut worked pretty good with me, and Eric a little bit. Just kind of got at the end, some lap cars were sort of in the way. I mean, they got a right to be up there, I guess, but actually one of them, I guess, helped me get a run on the last lap. So I guess it worked out good for me. But yeah, it's just hard to do anything in these cars at this place.
Yeah, sometimes these cars, you get a run, but if you really don't have anybody behind you, you can't really go anywhere because they stall out so easily. But, was there ever a spot in the race that you thought maybe I can go and take the win here, or coming down to those final laps, was there any move that you had in your head that you were going to try to pull on these guys?
Not really. I just wanted to make sure I didn't get hung out. I had a great pit stop. I thought a good entry. I was almost slid through into the pits, but I pretty much nailed that and got out behind Ray, which was good. Actually, the last lap taking the white, I think I was seventh place, and luckily got a good run and got some drafts going down the back straightaway. Just didn't have enough to make a run for those two at the end. They're great super speedway drivers, especially Ray. So I'll take a third with this group of guys. It's top notch guys running this league.
Yeah, sometimes it just seems like once you get out front at super speedways, it's kind of hard to pass especially when you got teammates up there. But before I let you go, is anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching this stream here tonight?
For sure, I gotta thank my Twitch stream, John G. Garrett, my ARCA race team, Veer Motorsports. We're heading to Daytona next week, hoping to do some good things there, get a good finish. Fort Worth Screen Printing, Athens Screen Printing, Venture Foods, Crazy Al's Liquor, just everybody. There's too many people to mention that helped me get to go do this thing for real next week. So looking forward to putting on a good show for them.
All right, man. Well, good luck, and I will let you go then.
All right, appreciate it.
As that was John Garrett, the third place driver. We will bring in the second place driver in Josh Coley. Let me drag him and pull him up here. Hey, Josh, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
I gotcha.
Man, so you come home second to your teammate Raymond Rittner. Now, how did that race go for you from the drop of the green flag to the checkered, man?
It went about as good as it could for the two of us. I mean, I got up front the first half, and then when we pit, he came out in front of me, and I just stuck with him. And we kind of planned it, and it actually worked out, which is not very common here.
Yeah, sometimes at super speedways, you can have a plan, and then you're like, well, it goes out the window because either one of you gets taken out, or one of you just has a bad pit stop, and that goes through, and it just kind of blows up your plan. But on that final lap, was there any thought of you trying to pass Raymond for the win there, or were you pretty much just going to stay glued to his bumper there?
I thought about it in the tri-oval, but I didn't have a good enough run to pull out and do anything. So, but I didn't want to do anything until I knew for sure that we were going to be 1-2. And you never know; there could be guys coming 4-car runs or something, and you don't see them coming until they're there. So, no, I told Ray I'd stick with him, and earn some respect, and hopefully, if it works out the other way, everything will work out, on the flip side. So we had a plan, and we stuck to it, and we got lucky, and it worked out.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, CRT, Small Engine Repair. That's my own self-employment gig. And Wilson Farms, they help me out with the equipment and stuff. So and you guys for broadcasting, Sawyer, ITRL, man, they put on some good shows. So happy to be here and looking forward to next week for sure.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go, but hopefully I'll see you win the season opener, man. Good luck.
All right, appreciate it.
That was Josh Coley, the second place driver. We'll bring in the race winner in Raymond Rittner. Hey, Raymond, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
Yes, sir.
Man, so you come home with the win here in this first duel. How does that make you feel?
It's an awesome way to start the year out.
I mean, it definitely is. But how did the race go for you from the drop of the green flag to the checkered, man?
It was actually pretty comfortable with my teammate Coley there pushing me. I was pushing him for a little while. I was actually surprised nobody really tried to make any moves like earlier than the last lap there.
Yeah, sometimes these super speedways you can lead the whole race, and then it comes down to the last lap, and it's kind of a toss-up at that point of what's going to happen. And you were able to get through all that. And you had a teammate behind you, but were you ever thinking that your teammate was going to try to pull out and take that win from you, or were you pretty comfortable being where you were?
I told him he could, but he stayed behind me, so that's good.
All right, man. Well,
I owe him one.
Yeah, teammates will help each other. But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, I want to thank Lucky Dogs, my main sponsor there, VRS, Kevin Freeze for the awesome paint job that he gave me here, and Josh for the help all race, and you guys for putting on the broadcast.
All right, man. Well, hopefully I see you win the season opener. Good luck.
All right, man. Thank you.
That was Raymond Rittner, the race winner. Not a bad race overall, that's for sure. Kind of pretty calm the whole way through, and that's not what I would really expect at all, but that's what happened. So, not bad, but they do have another dual race after this. That will be at 9:30. I'm going to change around some settings on this just so I can get it to work a little bit better, but hopefully I will see you all in that. I would normally roll an ad, but I'm not going to roll an ad because you're going to have to be right back here for the second duel, but hopefully you'll have a good about 15-minute break here.